We are now in the second week of December, and as usual, the war on Christmas is in full swing. But this year is different.
Mm-hmm.
We have terrible news for you, and you might want to sit down for this. And if there's any children in the room, you might want to skip this part, but also, they're going to find out eventually.
Yeah.
And would you rather them find it out from us or from some bully on the playground? Santa Claus has been shot.
Oh, God. Santa Claus was in America and got shot?
It was going to happen eventually. He has been shot. In all of our years of covering this war on Christmas, things escalating to this level always seemed unthinkable, but we live in truly violent times, in a truly violent place. Santa has been shot. And it was a drive-by shooting.
Sled-by.
Oh, wait. I'm getting word that it was an inflatable Santa that was gunned down in a drive-by shooting, not the real Santa.
Oh.
Who is fine, by the way.
Thank goodness, because Santa knows that especially in Florida, the stand your ground laws, they do not cover the chimney, and that is why he uses it.
He takes a risk every time he enters a home in this country.
Yeah. That's why the chimney is the way in.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, okay, now this story barely qualifies as news.
Yeah, I don't care about an inflatable Santa getting shot. That's just...
People shoot at inanimate objects all the time in this country. It's sort of how we say hello. Mm-hmm. I was kind of planning on spending most of the show talking about the shocking news that Santa Claus has fallen victim to gangland violence, but I guess it is good that that's not true.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, here's, I guess, Kentucky's WNKY with the details on this story.
A lot going on in Kentucky.
Yeah.
There's someone in Kentucky that's likely on Santa's naughty list. Surveillance video shows a Santa Claus inflatable may have been the victim of an apparent drive-by shooting. WLEX reports the homeowner is hoping the incident was just a prank and that the culprits realized the danger of firing at someone's home. Sunday, about 8:15, me and my wife were sitting on the couch watching TV and heard sort of a small bang or whatever, homeowner Donald Nelson says. Nelson sprang to his feet to see what was the matter and saw the inflatable had fallen over. Nelson says, I actually went back and looked at our home security camera and it actually showed the vehicle coming out the court and a sound that sounded like a firearm shoot it. And as soon as that sound went off, the inflatable came down. Nelson and his family had just spent $200 on Santa, and now they're hopeful it's just a one-time incident.
Yeah, I mean, you really shouldn't shoot at people's houses.
Well, hopefully they didn't have any other inflatable things outside because those were witnesses. And
no witnesses. All the inflatables got to go.
Yeah.
Mrs. Claus.
They'll be back.
Rudolph
saw nothing.
Yeah. It continues. There's multiple neighbors that have inflatables too, and they could be targeted as well, yeah. Nelson says.
He's just making stuff up now?
You know, if they've done one, they'll probably do several. Hopefully somebody with a Ring camera, security cameras, can catch a license plate of someone who's doing it. There's now an 18-inch hole in the inflatable and an even larger void in their yard.
And in their hearts.
Nelson says, we've got some neighbors that can sew and have offered their services to help get him up and going again. I just beg people to check and see what your kids are doing. I hope this doesn't happen to anyone else. We don't want anyone to get hurt. It's not a cute, fun thing. You're discharging a firearm at someone's home. It's called the Kill Santa Challenge.
It's blowing up on TikTok. Yeah. China turned the lever and they said it's time for everyone to assassinate Santa Claus.
China is very wisely using this war on Christmas against us, their greatest adversary. And you know what? More power to them.
I believe it was Nikki Haley that said it best. Every 30 minutes you spend on TikTok, your hatred of Santa Claus rises by 17 to 20%.
Yeah. It's terrifying.
One day of TikTok is enough to turn you into a murderous criminal against Santa Claus.
Yeah.
So, of course, this is all very concerning. But what's even more concerning is the possibility that this attack was meant for the actual Santa Claus. Based on Santa Claus lore, that would be someone trying to take his job.
Oh, shit, you're right.
Whoa, I found him like this. He had a card in his pocket. Says, I'm the new Santa Claus.
Wow, funny how that works.
So, yeah, someone wants Santa dead, and when they saw this inflatable Santa, they took their shot. But once this attempted murderer realized the real Santa is still out there, well, what's next? Santa Claus, much like Saddam Hussein, has an army of doppelgangers meant to make assassinating him even more difficult. And they're in every single one of America's remaining malls. Those malls need to beef up their security staff.
Yeah.
As for suspects, well, there is that guy we talked about last week who dresses up as the Grinch outside elementary schools, holding a sign saying Santa isn't real, who we also discovered had written a poem specifically about shooting Santa. But We went ahead and checked his Facebook, and he has not claimed credit for the inflatable Santa attack. Though much like ISIS, you could imagine that he would take control of this situation and say, actually, that was me or one of my helpers.
You would think, but no word on this. Seems pretty busy with the Grinch thing.
So the Grinch has, however, continued his shtick outside various other schools and appears to have teamed up with a guy in a Santa suit holding a sign that says, "I sit on a throne of lies." So hopefully the FBI is on the case.
Yeah, these are dangerous people. And we don't need them near our kids' schools.
Also in War on Christmas news this week, the conservative right has found out about Krampus, and they are not happy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What are they saying?
Well, because there's a video of this year's Austrian celebration going on, and it's basically, look, this is the pure evil that they're celebrating over in Europe. And
this is stupid on so many fucking levels.
Yeah.
Like, everything we consider Christmassy, like 1% of it comes from like actual Christianity, and like the rest is all from European pagan tradition that was just like very hastily repurposed. And Krampus is not a new thing. Krampus has been a part of like Central European Christmas lore for centuries.
Yeah, and he punishes the bad kids.
Yeah.
It's like when parents get upset about doom, and it's like, no, you're killing the hell demons.
But yeah, if they're mad about Krampus, I know what will calm them down and make them happy again. You just show them Black Peter from the Netherlands.
They love that.
Okay, fine, Europe's doing everything great.
Yeah.
No notes. Keep it up. That's what I'm talking about. We need to get Black Peter here in the United States.
Woo! We already got a couple people in government that used to play Black Peter back in high school, but
if anyone asks, it's just soot.
Yeah, from crawling around the chimneys.
From the chimneys.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why Santa doesn't have soot on him.
Well, it's because he's magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not racist.
European traditions, they sure are silly this time of year.
Yeah.
Those Krampus costumes, though, very elaborate. Just unfortunate that, the woke right has found out about Krampus. Now they want to cancel him.
Well, you got to remember, they don't have Halloween in Europe. I mean, they're starting to adopt it, but that's a very recent thing.
Yeah.
So they had to take those scares that are in all of us, and they had to find a place for them, and they added a little scariness to Christmas. And I think you would think Americans would love this shit because it's a great way to traumatize your children. And Americans love it. They love traumatizing their children, putting the fear of God in them.
The best part about this is, like, comparatively, you would see someone, a typical conservative person, get very red-assed about this, so upset. And meanwhile, would participate fully in one of those drunk SantaCon things.
Yeah, of course. It's America.
Yeah,
I'm going to dress up like Santa and get blackout drunk at 8 o'clock in the morning.
And actually scare the shit out of children who think you're a jolly old man.
Just cover the whole city in like piss, shit, and puke.
Yeah, and try to fight kids.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Anyway, speaking of getting shot, here's some news that we would not have guessed that we would be covering for the second time this year. Because anyone who has even the slightest clue what an MRI machine is, and hint, the M stands for magnetic.
Oh, sure. This is just like Assault Rifle 15, isn't it, Elliot?
But yeah, most people know that it would be very foolish to go anywhere near an MRI machine with metal in your pockets, much less a loaded fucking gun.
Yeah.
But hey, at least this time the results were not fatal, just stupid and embarrassing.
The best result.
The FDA recently released their report on the incident, but this happened back in June. It actually involves a 57-year-old woman. You'd think a young man, some tough guy. This is a 57-year-old middle-aged woman.
Well, now she has to be an MRI machine for the next 60 days.
That's right. You like bringing a gun into an MRI machine so much? Well, guess what? You're going to spend the next 90 days inside an MRI machine. You can do that, right? So anyway, here's the official FDA report.
It was reported that a patient was brought into the magnet room with a concealed Ferris handgun. In the process of entering the bore, the handgun was attracted to the magnet and fired a single round. The patient received a gunshot wound in the right buttock area.
Shot in the ass.
The patient was examined by a physician at the site who described the entry and exit holes as very small and superficial, only penetrating subcutaneous tissue. Per protocol, the patient was taken to the hospital and the patient later informed the site that they were okay and healing well. The site reported that prior to the exam, the patient had undergone a standard screening procedure for ferrous objects, which includes weapons specifically, and answered no to all screening questions. Well, nope.
No.
Why would it ask me about my gun? This is America.
Because they're probably going to tell Joe Biden that I've got my gun.
I don't have to tell you about that.
It's my HIPAA rights say that I don't have to tell you whether I'm packing a handgun on me right now.
My HIPAA rights is My right to carry on my hip.
Besides, what the hell does me carrying a concealed weapon have to do with me getting in that MRI machine? Dumb.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, I got none of that shit. So yeah, not only did this woman see all of the giant mandatory signage that is posted outside the MRI room, which makes it absolutely unavoidably clear that you should not bring any metal objects in there, she was also directly and specifically asked if she had any weapons on her, and she just lied. Why the hell would you need to be strapped during an MRI scan, lady?
What's
gonna happen? What's the scenario where you...
The machine's gonna tell me some bad news and that's it.
Bang.
Yeah.
I wonder what happens if you fire a gun at an MRI machine.
It curves like a John Woo movie.
Yeah, that might be pretty cool. Someone should film that.
It would get the Mythbusters on it.
Anyway, yeah, these doctors, they really need to just take the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission approach and make all their MRI patients just watch a bunch of videos of mannequins getting obliterated when shit goes wrong in the MRI room. Because it can go very, very wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway, at least this lady's injuries weren't serious.
Just a little bite in the buttocks.
It could have gone a lot worse, like that lawyer in Brazil who fucking died after bringing a gun into the MRI room. Or the person a few months ago who went into an MRI machine wearing a butt plug that they just assumed didn't have any metal in it and ended up with essentially a missile shot up their ass, deep into their chest. Whoops. What was the plan there? Why didn't your anus stimulated while you're getting a fucking MRI?
Maybe they were incontinent, Elliot.
Interesting. Yeah.
You know, the plug was a medical device until these freaks got a hold of it.
It's not sexual. I just have a very leaky anus.
This was prescribed by a doctor. Anyway, speaking of deadly weapons being in places that they shouldn't be, a town in Wales this week had a bit of a scare when it turned out a local elderly couple had been keeping an unexploded bomb in their garden for decades as a lawn ornament.
It's cute.
We painted it like a gnome. You'd think that they'd be happy to have the authorities come and take care of it, but no, they knew it was a bomb, and they're really sad to see it go.
Not my bomb.
That bomb is part of the family.
That bomb is an heirloom.
Yes. Here's the Guardian.
A couple who kept a live bomb as a garden ornament have said they were sorry that their old friend had been detonated by a disposal
Oh, they
unit.
blew it up?
The missile, which had been outside the home of Sean and Jeffrey Edwards, is thought to date back to the late 19th century. The couple from Milford Haven, Pembrokeshire, had thought it was a dummy bomb with no charge. Sean Edwards said she used to bang her trowel on the bomb to remove earth after gardening. Just give it a good whack.
Bing, 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 bing. Yeah. Wow, it's really caked on today.
On Wednesday, a police officer informed the couple he had spotted the bomb and would need to alert the Ministry of Defense. An hour later, the officer told the couple the bomb squad would arrive the next day. Jeffrey Edwards, 77, said, "We didn't sleep a wink all night. It knocked us for 6. I told the bomb disposal unit, we're not leaving the house. We're staying here. If it goes up, we're going to go up with it."
Wow.
You can pry my live vintage bomb from my exploded, just everywhere, just turned into fucking red mist.
Love the Ministry of Defense going, we'll get around to it tomorrow.
24 hours.
Yeah, hey, don't touch it. Or spend some time with it. I don't know. It seems like you guys are emotionally attached to this thing.
Maybe it's better to take things a little slower than the LAPD version of this, where you just show up immediately
blow up the whole
with 100 cops and a bomb disposal truck that doesn't fucking work, and you destroy the entire neighborhood.
Injuring many.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Luckily, it did not blow up and take 2 old people with it, and it was safely removed and taken somewhere else to be safely disposed of. But when you hear the backstory here, I guess it does kind of start to make sense why they had such a sentimental attachment to this bomb. For starters, it was old as hell and had been in use as a garden ornament for over a century. The current owner lived on the same street his entire life, and when he moved into his current house, the bomb was already there. Apparently, back in the 1890s, the Royal Navy used to do target practice on a nearby beach, and a few years later, a local man found an intact bomb on that beach and just hauled it back to town in his horse buggy, which is insane when you consider that this was a live bomb and traveling by horse cart, probably not the smoothest ride.
Oh, people are going to be so stoked, they're going to be so jealous when they see this bomb that I'm carrying back to town.
It's just bouncing in the back. Anyways, hopefully someone can make this couple a replica.
Oh, yeah, just a nice little replica bomb
for their garden that isn't a risk to themselves and the entire community. But hey, who knows? Maybe the fact that they could blow up at any given moment was the whole reason they loved it so much.
Yeah, maybe, when you have a live military bomb in your garden, and you're hitting it with your shovel every day. Like, you live every day to the fullest, knowing that this day could be it.
Yeah, you tap it and you go, well, not my time. Bing, bing, not today. I can go do whatever I want now.
It's always just so funny. Unexploded ordnance, you only think of that as like something that happens in like war zones over in Africa and Asia and stuff. But
all over Europe. Luckily, they were storing it right next to all of those bags of fertilizer.
That's right.
That way they wouldn't feel it when they inevitably died. Just boom.
Anyway, let's move on now to something that sounds even more unpleasant than being blown up while gardening. Luckily, though, much like having a garden bomb, this one's pretty easy to avoid. It seems to mostly just affect cross-country skiers competing at the professional level in very cold climates. But it still sounds like a real bad time. Here's CNN. Swedish cross-country skier Kalle Halfvarsson experienced an unusual but not unheard of consequence of competing in icy temperatures in Finland at the weekend. After taking part in the 20-kilometer World Cup event in Ruka, Halfvarsson said that he had to take shelter in the warmth after sustaining a frozen penis.
This happened again to someone?
That's right. According to Reuters, temperatures dropped to a chilly 5 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 15 degrees Celsius, at the start of the race. I have frozen my penis, for real.
Oh no, I have frozen my penis.
I have frozen my penis for real, Halfvarsson told Swedish outlet Expressen. Damn, I had to lie in there for 10 minutes to warm it up. It hurts so damn much, it's terrible. Oh, my penis is frozen. Tonk, tonk. I can hit it against this unexploded bomb.
Bing, bing.
Yeah.
Halfvarsson has suffered the same injury before, Expressen said, but thankfully the 34-year-old was able to see the funny side this time around, adding, "It's lucky that I'm about to have my second child because it's going to be difficult in the future if I'm going to continue like this." Asked by Expressen if he could describe the sensation, Halfvarsson said, "No, those who know, they know. But here's a tip from me. Stay away from it, because it is the worst thing you can experience. But it's only for the true elite athletes."
Yeah. It's a sign of success when you had frozen penis.
And Prince Harry also revealed in his autobiography that he was suffering from a frostbitten penis at his brother William's wedding to Kate Middleton following an expedition to the North Pole in 2011. So this happens.
Wonder if Santa Claus has ever gotten frozen penis from all that cold weather, open air flight that he does in the winter.
Probably. He probably just pour a little hot cocoa on it.
But he's a champion, so he just powers right through it.
Well, he's also magic, so.
Or maybe he gets Rudolph to warm it up with his nice warm tongue. Oh no, it got stuck. Oh geez. Oh no, Rudolph, your tongue stuck to my frozen penis.
Politely, I'm stepping out of this this back and forth.
We have fun here up in the sled. All right, Rudolph.
I like my magic explanation better.
Turn on that big glowing nose of yours and warm it up. We have fun here. It's a hazing routine. You're the new reindeer, Rudolph. They've all done it. They've all done it. Dasher, Dancer, Donner, and Vixen, they all licked Santa's frozen penis.
They're all just shaking their heads looking at each other.
It's a little hazing ritual we do here.
I said I wasn't involved in this back and forth.
Anyways. Yeah, it sounds terrible.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's the screaming barfies that you get from...
But in your dick.
But on your dick, which is, having felt just a slight amount of that it sounds absolutely horrific. Like a simultaneous, like, burning electrocution feeling.
Yeah, and throbbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine getting a boner with a frozen dick.
I don't think you can.
Well, imagine, though. Just explodes.
Yeah.
Like the T-1000.
Yeah. T-1000 in liquid nitrogen. Just boom! And unlike the T-1000, it ain't going to find its way back together.
No, sir.
I'm going to avoid that.
Moving on now to an update on a seemingly very corrupt U.S. politician who is currently plagued by scandal. And no, we're not talking about that crook George Santos who still hasn't
I was on his side, but now I'm convinced this man he's a thief. I've seen it with my own eyes.
He had one chance to win back the hearts of me and Elliot, and he threw it away.
We were on your side with this one, George.
He has till Monday. No, we're not talking about him, but we do have some news on him later. And again, so far, he's ripped us off. We are instead talking about Democratic Senator Bob Menendez of New Jersey, who, like George Santos, stands accused of some very serious crimes, yet somehow remains in office. And it's actually potentially way more serious than anything George Santos is accused of. From the looks of it, Bob Menendez has been sharing U.S. government secrets with the government of Egypt, and has also been using his position to pressure prosecutors not to go after his sketchy friends.
Classic corruption stuff.
Passing out gold bars left and right.
Yeah, bars. One piece of evidence against Menendez that grabbed a lot of attention and headlines was, of course, those gold bars that the FBI found at his house back in September. There's nothing illegal about hoarding a bunch of gold, but it's very suspicious. I don't care. This man, he's like, well, in my family, we don't trust the banks. It's like, buddy, you're like 60 years old. If you were 100 and you'd actually lived through the Great Depression before, like, bank deposits were insured, this might make sense, but you have no excuse, sir.
I'm not gonna lie, when my immediate first thought when that house blew itself up this week was like, what is Bob Menendez hiding? It was like the FBI and a bunch of people showed up to this house and then it just blew up.
That was in like Virginia though. No,
yeah, that was just outside the Capitol, right?
Yeah, so that one, it was like a guy like shooting off a flare gun repeatedly indoors, and the neighbors are like, I think he's shooting a flare gun off, and the police showed up, and then the second they were like, come on out, it blew up. So yeah, they're still not sure what happened. My guess is that it was a gas leak or something.
And a bunch of flares?
Yeah, he was trying to kill himself in just a really epic way, and he's like, damn it, I'm gonna run out of flares.
Speaking of chimneys, the chimney like flew, you could see the chimney fly away.
Yeah, the video is crazy.
It's
like
wild.
You rarely get to see a house just blow the fuck up, like right up close in HD. But back to Bob Menendez, whose house didn't blow up. His house was just full of very suspicious bribes, allegedly bribes.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the classic pre-cryptocurrency era, if you wanted to move large amounts of money around in a way that's not traceable, gold bars were a pretty safe bet. Except in a hilarious turn of events, it turns out that some of those gold bars actually are traceable.
Oh, jeez.
And they trace right back to one of the guys that Bob Menendez allegedly used his influence to protect from prosecution.
He didn't melt down.
The odds?
He didn't melt down the bars.
Yeah, it's
real
step
one.
Amateur hour shit, Bob. Here's NBC New York.
At least 4 gold bars tied to the FBI search of Senator Robert Menendez's home had been directly linked to a New Jersey businessman now accused of bribing the state's senior senator. Bergen County prosecutor records from a 2013 robbery case show. The businessman, Fred Dives, reported to police he was the victim of an armed robbery in 2013, and he asked police to recover the gold bars stolen from him. In the 2013 robbery, Dives reported $500,000 in cash and 22 gold bars were stolen, Edgewater police records show. Police later caught 4 suspects with the stolen goods. To get his property back, Dives signed property release forms certifying the gold bars belonged to him, the records show. Each gold bar has its own serial number, Dives said to investigators in a 2014 transcript made by prosecutors and police who recovered and returned to Dives the stolen valuables. They're all stamped. You'll never see 2 stamped the same way. So these gold bars? Yeah, you'll never see another one like it.
Definitely mine. If you ever see a gold bar that looks like this exact gold bar ever again, it once belonged to me and now belongs to whoever is in possession of it.
It's going to be so easy for you to find out the movement of these gold bars.
So yeah, this Fred Davies guy he's a real estate tycoon, a real scummy seaman guy that Menendez is accused of taking bribes from. Yeah, he's like accused of like starting a bank and then defrauding it, and he's got like apparently some mafia alleged connections and stuff. Just typical New Jersey guy. So 10 years ago, Fred Dives got robbed at gunpoint in his house by some thieves who made off with a bunch of loot, including some gold bars. The thieves were quickly caught, though, and Fred Davis got all his stuff back. But like any robbery case, the cops carefully cataloged and photographed all the stuff that the thieves were caught with. So Davies had to certify that all that was, in fact, his stuff before they just give it back to him. And paperwork is still on file. So yeah, he gets his gold bars back, and somehow 10 years later in 2023, what? Those exact gold bars are found during an FBI search of Bob Menendez's house. So in summation, Bob Menendez is fucked. And here's NBC New York again.
In the 2023 bribery indictment against the Democratic senator and Dives, prosecutors included photos of some of the alleged bribes found in Menendez's home, including 4 gold bars. The serial numbers of the 4 gold bars in the bribery indictment appear to be an exact match to 4 of the gold bars Dives certified as stolen and returned to him in the 2013 robbery case. For example, a Swiss Bank Corporation gold bar with serial number 590005 that the
Very common serial number.
That the FBI said it seized from the senator's home in a 2023 search was also reported stolen by Dives and returned to him a decade earlier. Dives' signature and initials appeared on the evidence log, which included each specific gold bar with corresponding serial number. All of this spells bad news for Senator Menendez because the chain of custody, it appears, is going to be really easy to prove up, said NBC legal analyst Danny Cevallos.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's kind of a dead giveaway. So yeah, let this be a lesson. If you are going to accept gold bars as a bribe, I know it seems really cool, but make absolutely sure that those exact same gold bars have not previously been involved in a crime in which police recorded them as the property of the person that you are now accused of accepting bribes from. Or at the very least, just have them melted down. Come on, Bob.
You turn them into rings. You wear them around. Nobody asks questions.
Get them melted.
Yeah. Seriously.
You know, this is that Swiss bank's fault for putting that serial number on.
Can't do crimes anymore.
You can't do crimes anymore.
Cancel culture the way it is.
They tracked it on the gold blockchain.
Yeah, the original blockchain. The brick chain.
The brick chain.
We do have more nonsense coming up for you, of course, but before we get into the headlines half of the show, it's time to let you know this episode is sponsored by one of our favorites, AG1.
Glug, glug.
When we started drinking AG1 daily, figured it would just be an easier way to get all my daily vitamins, and it certainly is. But I was surprised at how much better I felt overall, with more energy and better digestion. AG1 is just about the easiest good daily habit I've ever picked up. And that's because AG1 is a foundational nutritional supplement that supports your body's universal needs like gut optimization, stress management, and immune support. Since 2010, AG1 has led the future of foundational nutrition, continuously refining their formula to create a smarter, better way to elevate your baseline health.
Not only did I replace my multivitamin with AG1, but I love that every scoop also includes prebiotics, probiotics, and digestive enzymes for my gut support. Coffee used to be my number one priority first thing in the morning, but step aside coffee. AG1 is now my number one. AG1 is a supplement that I trust to provide the support my body needs daily, and that's why they've been a partner for so long. If you want to take ownership of your health, it starts with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/weird. That is drinkag1.com/weird. Check it out.
This episode is also sponsored by Green Chef, a CCOF certified meal kit company. Green Chef makes eating well easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. Green Chef offers a range of recipes to suit your preferences. They're the #1 meal kit for eating clean. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients with nothing artificial. Choose from recipes featuring lean proteins like turkey and sockeye salmon, barramundi, tilapia, scallops, and shrimp, certified organic whole fruits, vegetables, and eggs, and plenty of whole grain options.
Nourish your body all holiday long with flavorful meals made with clean ingredients. Choose from 80+ weekly options that change every week, featuring delicious, nutritionist-approved recipes. Mix and match meals to meet your lifestyle needs, including preferences like quick and easy, protein-packed, calorie-smart, Mediterranean, keto, gluten-free, and plant-based. I love the Mediterranean ones. Oof. Oh, baby.
They're eating good.
Power through the bustling holiday season with Green Chef's convenient step-by-step recipes, including wholesome dinners ready in 30 minutes or less, and over 35% of the recipes which can be made in 25 minutes or less. And that's not all. Save time with 10-minute lunches, grab-and-go breakfasts, ready-to-eat snacks, and bundles from Green Market. Plus, cut down on meal prep with pre-portioned and prepped ingredients, including pre-measured sauces, spices, and dressings, delivered right to your door.
Green Chef is owned by HelloFresh, another one of our sponsors, and with a wide array of meals to choose from, there's something for everyone. We're always shocked at how good these meals taste while still being so much healthier than ordering takeout. And it's always an awesome feeling sitting down to a delicious, healthy meal that you just cooked all by yourself, just by following some simple instructions. So go to greenchef.com/60weird and use code 60weird to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. Again, that is 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months by going to greenchef.com/60weird and using code 60weird. Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well.
And now we're about to eat well on these delicious headlines from around the world.
Yeah.
Weirdest headlines we've seen, starting with a couple Santos headlines. This one's actually from
Santos or Santa?
Must be Santos, must be Santos, must be George Santos. Who's got crimes that are really dumb, really dumb? You get it. You'll make the lyrics in the comments.
George Santos criticized gay marriage on his own wedding anniversary. It should have been a civil union.
And he said this before, right before getting expelled, and it just got sort of lost in the mix.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's out there on his fucking wedding anniversary just being like, yeah, gay marriage should be illegal.
I shouldn't even be having an anniversary for my wedding.
Yeah, he's really like, it's fascinating because like right up to the end, he really went in on like the anti-woke stuff too. There was this little video of his that it instantly became a meme format because it's him like standing next to a sign.
Yeah.
But it's just like, we need to get rid of the woke stuff. Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Like, what are you doing? You're about to not be in politics ever again. So I don't know. I guess the real test of his lame duck period between congressman and prisoner will be whether he sticks to his guns on the conservative stuff, whether this is anything that he ever actually believed or whether he was just saying it to appease his voting base. We'll shall see. Candidate for George Santos' old seat convicted for his actions on January 6th Capitol attack.
What a country.
They're not setting their best.
No.
Yeah, this guy was, he's like, it's time to primary this George Santos guy. We need a real American in that job. And then this week he was convicted for January 6th. And like, again, one of the amazing ones where it's just like literally filming himself the entire time is like, we just stormed the Capitol. Me, my name, we stormed the Capitol.
Here's my driver's license, home address. Yeah, someone needs to redo the Bugs Bunny sawing off Florida thing with Long Island. Just let it sail away.
Yeah. Yeah, that island's too long.
It's way too long.
And it's a weird place too. Like, the island's what, like 20, 30 miles long, but you got, on the far left, you got Brooklyn, which is cool, but way too expensive. And, you had to be there in 2005. You kind of missed it.
Same as
And then you go up, you got Queens, you got the airport, just traffic. And then you go further and you got a bunch of these weird little beach communities that are only about like 10 miles from like downtown Manhattan, but they might as well be on the other side of the planet.
Do people really consider Queens and Brooklyn Long Island?
Yeah, it's part of Long Island.
All right, well.
And then you go real far up.
The further you go out, the richer it gets.
Then you get to a little town called Amity, and they got this shark, big as a house.
And the house that it's as big as is haunted.
Yeah, and then a little further down, you got a house that some of John F. Kennedy's cousins lived in and just let it turn to shit. And they were like eating garbage and stuff. It's a fascinating place, Long Island.
Yeah.
And then up there, you got Montauk. I don't know what it is, but it's a funny name.
Nobody knows what it is.
I heard there's a man from Montauk. I don't want to meet him.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. Trump is selling $35 Christmas wrapping paper emblazoned with his mugshot.
You're going to want to wrap your kids' gifts in this to trigger the libs.
Do your kids hate you yet? Well, they will after this.
This is absolutely something that's going to happen. And it pisses me off so much. Like,
if you want your present, you got to open it with the Trump wrapping paper.
We are now literally 8 years into the Trump era. Like, this shit is so fucking old. It's so played out. Like, why are you trying to trigger your kids? That's what 100% of these wrapping paper is going to be used. Like, use it to gift something to your kids or your liberal relatives and to film their reaction.
Yeah, it's.
When they open it, it's fucking Trumpy Bear.
Yeah, it's Trumpy Bear or like Tucker Carlson's book.
Yeah.
The gift that everyone wants. No, the gift that everyone wants is the mail-to-mail cord. All hail the cord.
Yeah, it solves so many problems. Having two mail ends on a cord.
A gift card to Panera.
It solves the biggest problem, being alive.
Yeah.
Kangaroo punches police officer as it is captured after weekend on the run in Canada.
What's it doing in Canada?
I guess he's a zoo kangaroo. They were doing a little prison transport between zoos from one zoo to the next, and like
Con Air for kangaroos.
Yeah, more like Dr. Kimball, played by Harrison Ford in the movie The Fugitive. During that transport, the kangaroo got loose.
Yeah,
and it's trying to clear its name.
Was it the kangaroo that ran the car into the border?
What? Maybe. But I feel bad. Like, imagine being a kangaroo. You're from like the deserts of Australia, and you're in Canada in December.
Awful.
Oh, yeah. I'd be punching cops in the face too.
Those things are ripped.
They are
very strong.
They are. So I'd say
I say let it go and then see what happens around spring. Is it still around?
I don't think
Nature, I think, might take its course.
I think it would probably freeze to death. So in this case,
they're gonna find it frozen like on its tail.
But they better give that kangaroo some extra. I don't know, what do kangaroos eat? Protein powder. Just give it
whey protein.
Get even more yolk. Give it a little treat for its troubles.
Yeah.
Speaking of animals, escaped pig named Albert Einswine leads New Jersey police on wild chase for quarter mile. Faster than they look. Albert Einstein, that's a smart pig. That's some pig.
New Jersey cops, they were probably bigger than the pig was.
Yeah. Yeah. They have.
Damn, those things can really run.
It's like a quarter mile. I mean, that's not really. It's not that far. I mean, you're chasing an animal. I've chased probably my own dog a quarter mile.
Yeah.
My theory is this Albert Einstein. He's been watching the news lately, and he's been hearing about
Those Christmas hams?
those feral hogs coming down from Canada.
Yeah.
And
they're escaping the kangaroos.
And probably also the Christmas hams.
Yeah.
It's time to go. It's time to spring the coop.
Could you imagine like this pig sees a bunch of feral hogs coming out from Canada and they're like, don't go up there. They got kangaroos up there now.
They'll punch you in the face.
Yeah.
They're just chugging fucking whey protein. It's fucked up. But yeah, the cool thing about pigs, not very cool, but cool for them, is those like the farm pigs, the big fat like porky pig looking pigs.
Mm-hmm.
You send them out into the wild, and like after just a few months, they start growing hair. They grow tusks. They only grow hair and tusks in the wild. There's something about domestication which makes them naked.
Mm-hmm.
So this pig, if it had made it far enough, it could have joined the army of pigs that will eventually kill us all.
Yeah. Not yet, though.
Yeah.
It's not its time.
Well, I'm sure this isn't the last we're going to hear from Albert Einstein.
It's training against
that pig's name, Albert Einstein.
And everybody clapped. Thurston County candidate who didn't vote for himself loses by 1 vote. He was like, it feels pretty narcissistic to vote for myself.
Yeah, this is a small town in Washington, I think.
Yeah.
Like 500 people voted.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like, yeah, I thought about it, but I was like, I don't know. It feels a little narcissistic. And then the other candidate who won by 1, he's like, yeah, I actually was about to do the same thing. And then my wife was like, you idiot. No, vote for yourself.
Yeah. Very funny story. The video of the interviews afterwards is just like 2 guys who didn't really care for the job.
It's like, I mean, like whatever job, they're running for some fucking county position in a place with like barely any people. It's pretty low stakes.
Yeah.
It's just very funny that you never see these swing vote come this close before.
Well, it's hard to tell who's more relieved.
Yeah.
The guy who didn't vote, and like, oh, missed that one.
Yeah. My wife was pressuring me to run. I didn't even want to do it. The other guy.
Yeah.
Thieves rob DC Uber Eats driver, reject stolen Android phone for not being an iPhone.
This is the one advantage you have over me and the rest of the iPhone users. Nobody wants it.
I know.
It's like driving
toxic.
a manual stick shift car.
Yeah, this is why I conceal carry my Android, because it is a theft deterrent. More than any firearm could be. This guy's poor.
Seeing green text is like getting sprayed in the face with pepper spray.
There is an app now.
Apple already,
did
they already canceled that.
Oh.
They already made quick work of that.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
Because someone figured out, they did this like weird ass, like backwards way of doing it, but they figured out how to have the two interact in a way where the Android is no longer a green bubble. I'm fucking 38 years old. I don't care. Make fun of me for having a green bubble. Make fun of me for having a hairline. I'm 38. I don't fucking care. You're a fucking child. Go do your TikTok dances.
Yeah, look, you don't want to be involved in the very fun multimedia group chats? That's up to you.
They're not fun. It's just a bunch of people posting this shitty CGI cartoon of themselves going, boo.
No, it's not like, a CGI
look, it's
cartoon.
Me. It's me, but I'm a cartoon. I don't fucking care. Get it out of here.
We have a lot of fun.
Grow up.
We have a lot of fun. Woman arrested for shoplifting during Shop with a Cop event. I feel like we've reported on this before, this exact thing.
Well, maybe, but I had to look up what a Shop with a Cop event
We
is.
definitely covered this at some point because I remember talking about it and saying like, this is the one place where it's actually a good idea because you'd totally get away with it. Although it didn't happen, but like, who would ever commit a crime while you're shopping with a cop?
Well, she was not shopping with a cop.
Yeah.
The cops, I guess Shop with a Cop is something where like local kids get to spend donation money on like Christmas stuff for their family.
Yeah. But then why would you steal when there's cops there?
Escorts them around. So there was like 75 cops in this like Walmart or whatever. And this woman just happened to be shopping at the same time and decided to try and steal like $700 worth of shit. Could not have picked a worse time. Because usually in this country, they have a no chase policy. They're like, all right, well, put her picture on the wall.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This is either old or it happened again. And it's probably believable that it would happen again. They do like Cup with a Cop here. I've seen a couple times.
2 cops, 1 cup.
Yes, they shit in each other's mouths and stuff. No, it's the coffee shops host it.
Why would I want to drink a cup of coffee with a fucking cop?
No idea. It seems very off-putting.
It's gonna be a donut with a cop.
There's a couple like detectives that go to the coffee shop I go to, and it always like I'm like,
I don't
what are
like.
you doing here?
Yeah, no,
This is my liberal coffee shop.
I've definitely had a few places where like it's clearly detectives. They're wearing a fucking suit, but they still got the fucking gun. It's just like it kills the vibe.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes it more tense in there.
Yeah, I'm just like.
Venice gondola capsizes after tourists refuse to sit down and stop taking selfies.
This is a big win for Americans and for Britons because these tourists were neither of those. They were Chinese. Who are eventually going to overtake us as the worst tourists in the world, and I can't wait.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess there's a lot of background on this. The Venice gondola is much like the donkeys in Greece. Like they've had to change their policies over the last couple of years because they're like, everyone's too fucking fat.
Yeah.
Like we have to use less people. Like the balance on the two sides of the gondola is now like a huge problem because like if one fucking 200-pound American corn-fed heifer gets up and leans too hard, that takes down the whole fucking thing. So yeah, good to hear though the Chinese are getting fat too. Getting fat, not listening when people tell them to stop doing things, taking way too many pictures of themselves. They're just like us.
Yeah.
President Xi, don't press the button.
All tourists are bad.
All tourists are
A-tab.
A-tab. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man sparks fury after cooking shrimp in plain bathroom sink mid-flight.
I have never viscerally hated a video more.
So this just came up today when we're filming, and I found it got posted on Twitter, but I found the full TikTok, and I'm hoping it would answer more questions, but it's just longer. It just shows this guy.
Disgusting.
He doesn't explain himself, like why. I think he just did it because he could.
Yeah.
He's like the Joker, basically. But he goes on this plane, he brings a fucking, what do they call those big batteries? It's not a car battery, but it's the big one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Used to put them in those giant flashlights. Anyway, he's got that and like some weird electronics tools. And basically, he heats up a airplane sink full of the dirtiest water you've ever seen.
In the airplane sink, which is like the dirtiest.
Pulls out some shrimp and cooks it in there.
Yeah, fills it up, like boils it with mashed potatoes too.
Yeah, with instant potatoes. And then shovels it, just handfuls, into a vomit bag, which he then carries back to his seat and eats. And he films this whole process. He's very proud of himself. It is the most disgusting video that maybe I've ever seen. I know that I've seen grosser videos throughout my years, but like, there's just something, but this one has it all. It's not like, I get, Instagram feeds me a lot of like skateboarding and mountain biking injuries, and I don't know why it keeps doing it, but I'm like, Jesus Christ. This was a completely different feeling. Like it made me sick to my stomach and angry. Well, now next time you're waiting on a bathroom toilet for a long time, hey, what are you doing in there? You cooking shrimp?
What are you doing in there? Cooking mashed potatoes?
And can you, like the next person that goes in is like, what the fuck is that
like
smell?
Garlic in here.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's disgusting. Like,
anyway, yeah, this man should be banned from ever flying again.
Yeah, even using like the plain bathroom feels a little bit grosser than a normal bathroom.
Like, and he doesn't even, they don't wipe that sink.
No!
He just turns that shit on. That water is not for consumption. They're very clear about that.
Well, it technically is, I guess, at some point boiling with the electronics that he's using.
All boiling does is kill bacteria. This thing probably has like weird fucking mineral content.
Yeah, but that's the taste, Elliot. That's like getting the gristle on it.
I guess so.
All the flavor is in the sink.
Do you think he just books flights just so he can do this?
There's no taste. You can't get taste like this anywhere on the ground.
When I get there, I just get on another flight return trip because
I schedule it so it's lunch and dinner.
I'm not here to travel. I'm here to cook shrimp and mashed potatoes and eat it out of a vomit bag with my hands.
Yeah, this guy, no thanks. No thanks.
No way. Well, that's our show. Hope it was weird enough for you.
The last one really, I watched it. I sent it to friends again today. I saw it yesterday for the first time. Sent friends today, and they immediately were like, already seen it, fucking hate it.
Yeah, it's not good. Anyways, if you liked the video, and I know you did, you better be pressing that like button.
Hit the like button.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's okay that you forgot to earlier in the video, but
it's
now
our Christmas
it's a
present.
must.
Yeah.
And if you haven't subscribed, of course, subscribe. If you want to know when videos come out, hit the bell button. It will most of the time tell you when the videos come out. Sometimes it doesn't, but that's YouTube for you. Interacting with this video in any way is going to cause you to see more of our videos, and that's a positive for us. Leave a comment. Let us
Reply to the
know.
comment.
Let us know your George Santos themed Christmas songs where you replace Santa with Santos.
Yeah. I saw mommy kissing George Santos.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. If you want to watch our other videos, we got the YouTuber going to prison, and also that episode includes the lemonade that kills people.
It's not funny.
It's not. It's actually scary. And then also we have dumb Elon and AI news over there for you. So check out both of those. The AI Elon one has us doing Jimmy Stewart for like 10 minutes straight.
Jimmy Stewart.
They both got hits within them. Check out both the videos. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.